And again, I'd like to welcome you all to this morning's advanced tech training, which will be covering apps for sports and fitness. Again, really can't wait to explore different parts of sports and fitness with you all, and of course, to utilize some apps to then enrich your daily life. So hope you all enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. And read our disclaimer before we get started. The WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual help, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on any information in any applications or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. To keep our meetings organized and avoid talking over each other, of course, have some kind of etiquette, I just ask that you use the raise hand feature. During or at the end of each, of all of our sessions, you'll have the opportunity to ask questions using this feature. So you do that by tapping more at the top right, and then you can tap raise hand. So I want everyone in Zoom, we have about 17 folks on, to please raise their hands. Again, if you ever have a question, comment, concern, reaction, etc., that is how you raise your hand. At the end of each session, we have an overview and discussion. And just by you all raising your hands and just sharing your thoughts or your answer to these questions, it helps me learn if you all enjoyed the session or not. So, at the end, we'd love to hear from as many of you as possible just by raising your hand. So thank you, Ms. Carolyn, being number 10, for raising your hand. If your Zoom is updated recently, you may see reactions at the bottom, and then you'll be able to hit raise hand. But yes, again, I want you to raise your hand if you had a great weekend, if you're gonna have a great week, if you're gonna have a great day, etc. So thank you. We reached 11 hands up. So thank you so much. You all can lower your hands by hitting lower at the bottom. And it says your hand is raised, and then it says lower. So let's all not forget how to lower our hand. But again, I saw 10 hands up. I love it. Again, I want to see as many hands at the end just to share your thoughts, and we really do appreciate that. If you want to communicate non-verbally, the chat is a great way to share a greeting, like a hello. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day. Hope you had gonna have a great week, a great day, etc. You can ask your question in the chat or put your comment in the chat, and your congrats, encouragement, resources, information, quotes, really anything you want in the chat. You do that by going to more, okay? When you hit more, you're gonna go ahead and hit chat, okay? On your end, it'll be the first one. And then when you do, at the bottom, it says tap here to chat. You're going to tap in that area and type your message. So I'll write hello. And then I'm going to find a recycling emoji because it is Global Recycling Day. So there you go. I just sent my hello. So again, I want everyone in Zoom to please send a chat. Again, it could be just a simple hello, hope you have a great day, happy Monday. Happy, man, March is already more than halfway over. Can you believe it? Yep, so you can add your recycling or your emojis, any text, right? You could just simply just put text if you want, or you could just put emojis, It's just a lot of fun to do, right? Share different little images. Yeah, hello everyone, great. Yep, thank you. Hello everyone, have a blessed day, good morning, yeah. Queens, yes, I know that's right. Yep, hello. Yep, continue, let's all send some chats, okay? I always say that you all are the creme de la creme of the program, so, want to see a lot of activity because again, that's how you learn. And I hope just by reading the chats, it makes you feel really good. And I'm having a great day. So it makes me feel even better when I read those messages because I know that we're all together. Another thing that you could put in the chat, I always like to have some kind of reflection as well. In the chat, just by you all looking at the daily email today, what sessions are you looking forward to this week and why? So everyone also to please send a chat. Again, what sessions you're looking forward to. Again, every day in the morning, you all should be receiving our daily emails. So that way you can check out what's going on for the week and plan your week out in advance. So again, what sessions are you looking forward to this week and why? Would love if you could share what you're looking forward to in the chat. Oh, I love your picture, Miss Rosemary. That's really cute. Need to, yeah. Oh goodness, Miss Rosemary. Well, I'm glad that you're able to relax through that doing that image. Thank you. I am looking forward to Tori on Thursday. I think that'll be quite an interesting presentation. So please, again, in the chat, share what sessions you're looking forward to this week and why. Today we'll be covering all about physical fitness, and seniors and physical fitness, of course. We'll be covering 3 apps as normal. And again, if you checked out today's daily email, you could have already had these 3 apps, together and downloaded, right? So we're going to be covering Clock app. We're going to be covering Apple Sports and CBS Sports as well. And of course, some other tips and other things here and there, okay? And last but not least, we'll have our overview and discussion, and basically be talking about, again, how can these apps improve our daily lives, have some questions for you all. But again, I want to see as many hands to share your thoughts, so that way I know if you enjoyed today's session, but also just to share what you learned. And it's always good to reflect on what was just presented, right? So again, I'd love to hear from as many of you as possible. So first up, seniors and physical fitness. What is physical fitness, right? We say it all the time, but what is it actually? It's the state of being physically healthy and capable of performing daily tasks efficiently and effectively without undue fatigue. It encompasses several components, including cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. Achieving physical fitness involves a regular exercise, proper nutrition, adequate rest, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And as a senior, doing physical fitness helps maintain strength, flexibility, balance, and overall health. Well, really for everyone, right? But especially important for seniors as well. Regular exercise can reduce the risk of chronic diseases, improve mood, and enhance cognitive function. So it's not just, you're physically getting better, but you're mentally getting better and emotionally, all that great stuff. Activities like walking, swimming, yoga, and strength training are excellent options tailored to seniors' needs and abilities. So again, just some simple things that, again, anyone can take advantage of. I love to walk, and, I've definitely done yoga before, and that was a lot of fun. And definitely that strength training is very important as well. That's why I also have a disclaimer as well, but it's important to know it's important to consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new exercise program. So, if you're making a major change in how, you get that physical fitness in, it's again really important to speak with your doctor before committing to anything new, okay? So very, very important. This next video talks about the history of fitness. So, where did it come from? How did folks think of what we think of fitness today? So again, quite interesting. Hope you all enjoy, and I'll talk to you all soon.
The more I think about it, the more I think that we're genetically predisposed to not move. As sedentary as our culture is today, this is not the first time that we as a civilization have compromised our mobility. You may be surprised to learn that we've been dealing with this problem since the beginning of humanity.
Why is it that we lose our drive for movement. It's a societal issue, it's a biological issue, it's a health issue, it's a fitness issue. Number one, more and more people live in cities. The environment is unnatural, it's artificial.
What if early humans spent more time sitting on a shade too, and only moved when they absolutely had to? Let's look at the evolution of walking. After millions of years of strolling across the earth, man got tired of it and he got smart. He figured out other ways to get around. He started to ride horses. But even riding a horse itself is a workout. So around 3000 BC, man figured out how to attach a chariot. The chariot evolved over time, allowing man to sit instead of standing behind the horse. And in the late 1700s, man decided to get rid of the horse altogether, and the first steam car was created. Which brings us to the present, where now man no longer needs to drive an automobile. I guess the action of turning the steering wheel was too much after all. Throughout history, man has used his brain to figure out how to do more while physically moving less. Man used technology to make his life easier. Now, I love technology, but every time in our known history that mankind was given a choice, man preferred to sit rather than to stand.
How can we create things that can appeal to more people and can be engaging and make other kinds of fitness possible and accessible to people in very real ways? Because accessibility includes the fact that it's relevant and engaging, and many people are engaged by many different things.
Wow. Just thinking about how, we first walked and just kind of, how we got to cars, it's just really interesting to think about. So I hope you all enjoyed that. And right here, I have some quotes, some real quotes from seniors that, I thought were quite inspiring. So I wanted to share that with you all as well. These are real quotes. First one says, "I do as I feel, and I like to stay active and be around people. I still want to keep moving. If I sat down, I think I'd just give up." Tony Stahl, who works out regularly at age 100. The next quote, "I've watched people who aged gracefully, and they all did some kind of exercise regularly." By Jeff Lasseter, wants to prolong his quality of life as long as possible. And then the last quote that I found was, she said, "Living healthy and spiritually wealthy, so I can laugh, love, and live," which was stated by a stroke survivor, Laura Brooks, who works out 3 times a week. Hmm. When just reading them, definitely inspiring for me. Did anyone want to comment on any of these quotes or how it made you feel? You can raise your hand. Would love to hear your thoughts. These are real people as well, which I think is quite interesting. So yeah, any thoughts on these quotes? You can put in the chat or you can raise your hand and share. I think I connect with the second one most. All did some kind of exercise regularly. Like if you just thinking about it, just people in the news and such, they're in some way, shape, or form, they do exercise regularly and just have that movement and that all that is really does keep you going in a certain ways. So I've tried to, especially with the weather being warmer, just been trying to walk more or just be a little more active, for myself to feel good. So that quote inspires me to be a little more active than maybe I have been. So it's good to reflect. So again, any thoughts? Any reactions to these quotes? Okay, thank you, Anne.
I know when I first got the sciatica, and they sent me to therapy, because I used to walk a lot. Of course, being a school teacher, I used to walk. I was fortunate enough to work near my home, so I would walk. And I used to walk, and of course, keeping up with the kids, you had to walk. And so it kind of was like a devastating situation, but I was determined that I was not going to be like some other people and wind up in a wheelchair. Um, I'm on a walker, but I'm able to walk with my cane in my home, and I do the
Mm-hmm.
chair exercise. You all do the chair exercises, and I do the exercises from my physical therapist. I find my body even feels better.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course I'm doing the breathing exercises for the asthma. So I'm I feel like, I don't like being inactive, and I look at stuff that I used to could fix and repair. And now I have to pay somebody to do stuff. So that's not that's not really my happy time. But I feel that you get a kind of renewal feeling after you've done some breathing and some chair exercise and some moving,
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps your body kind of moving around. I find I sleep better too.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. I also want. Thank you for sharing, Anne. Everyone's regimen is going to be different because we're all different as people. So you just got to do what works for you and keeps you going and makes you feel good. So as long as you're doing that, Anne, you're doing the right thing. So thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for allowing me.
Hmm. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. Really appreciate that. Now, we're talking about sports and fitness. So, talk about fitness first, and now we're going to talk about sports. So, taking up a new sport and continuing to actively exercise in your older years can bring in a multitude of benefits, of course, as we have talked about a little bit, physically and mentally. Some key advantages of taking up a new sport include improving physical fitness, improves your muscle strength, balance, and coordination. Again, Tori in our sessions have definitely talked about a lot of that, especially moving within your home as well. Mental stimulation. Playing sports requires and stimulates and improves concentration, sharpness, and memory. Because yes, playing sports definitely involves all three. Because you gotta, keep your head in the game. You gotta think on your feet, be real sharp, and you have to just remember, what's going on, what you can do, what you can't do, past experiences, all of that stuff. So, and last but certainly not least is the social interaction. If you're playing sports in real life, it provides an opportunity to meet other people with similar interests and hobbies, which overall helps to improve emotional well-being, loneliness, and isolation. So just by taking up a new sport can have these advantages, right there with you. And hey, that sounds pretty good to me, right? So yeah. Next up, we have a video on the history of sport. Where did sports come from? Again, just like fitness, like who thought of playing a game and then calling the sport, etc. So hope you all enjoy, and then I hope you learn something new.
Sport? What is it? And how did it originate? What was the first sport? Today, we're going to look at these questions. Sport can be defined as an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. So wait, is hide and seek a sport? How about beer pong? They both involve physical exertion and skill. Both even have world championships. To figure out what a sport is, let's rewind 7 million years ago. Around this time, primitive humans transitioned from tree climbing to bipedalism, meaning they could walk on two legs. Does this mean that they began running as a sport from then? They were more like large-sized babies, hobbling around, adjusting to evolution over millions of years. Fast forward 5 million years, and some believe this was when our ancestors developed the ability to run. Archaeologists have found fossil evidence which has displayed several features of the modern human body. These features allowed them the ability to hunt prey and compete with the faster predators. This was certainly not entertainment for those humans. Perhaps other predators, such as lions, were playing a sport of their own, chasing down a pack of primitive humans and feeding on their limbs. Now, time for less speculation. What can we remember? What can we actually discover about our ancient selves? Are we simply a species with amnesia? Where is the evidence, if any at all? For that, we need to jump forward a few million years. Evidence of running and wrestling were found in the Lux Caves in France. The caves, with their beautifully constructed paintings, depict their community both running and wrestling, dating back to around 16,000 years ago. We are not sure if this was practiced as competition or if this was just part of their hunting tradition. Now let's see, what other sports can we think of? Hunting? Is that a sport? Well, I mean, you could say archery. The early evidence of archery dates back to 20,000 BC. Archaeologists have found evidence of arrowheads made of flint. It's very much possible that early humans were using bows and arrows even earlier. Similarly, running and wrestling, and even hide and seek, these could go back much further. How about competitions? We've already found out that there's a beer pong competition today. They even hold a wacky event called the cheese rolling competition. The prize, a wheel of cheese. Our ancestors, did they have a taste for beer and cheese? Some even believe our culture today spawned out of psychedelic beer. Ergot, a psychoactive substance, was found in the remains of an ancient ceremonial cup. The beer was drunk up until the church banished these cult-like groups into the shadows. So what were the first competitions we have evidence for? The Irish Tiananmen Games is considered by some to be the oldest known competition. Ancient myths are said to have dated the games to around 1800 BC. The games practice running, hurling, wrestling and boxing. Other than the Tiananmen Games, the Olympic Games is widely considered to be the first. The first record of the Olympic Games is dated back to 776 BC. The games included a variety of events such as racing, wrestling, running, jumping and javelin. The original games were stopped in 391 CE, thus lasting around 10 centuries. The modern games known to us today were started in 1896 and held in Athens. This brings us up to the present day. Our brief history of sport has come to its end. In the present day, we can see how massive sport has become and how vital it can be to so many people around the world. Bringing people together, symbolizing what a human can achieve. As Epictetus said, difficulty shows what men are. Therefore, when a difficulty falls upon you, remember that God, like a trainer of wrestlers, has matched you with a rough young man. Why? So that you may become an Olympic conqueror, but it is not accomplished without sweat. Or, on the other hand, you could simply go crashing down a hill in the hope of tasting some fine cheese.
Wow. Again, didn't know anything about the Olympics and that timing and when it started. Really quite interesting. Hope you all found that as well. And our last video before we get into our apps for the day is how does playing sports actually benefits your body and your brain? So again, just hearing it from this perspective, it is again quite interesting, and I hope you all enjoy this video.
The victory of the underdog over the favored team, the last-minute penalty shot that wins the tournament, the high-energy training montages. Many people love to glorify victory on the playing field, cheer for favorite teams, and play sports. But here's a question. Should we be so obsessed with sports? Is playing sports actually as good for us as we make it out to be, or just a fun and entertaining pastime? What does science have to say? First of all, it's well accepted that exercise is good for our bodies and minds, and that's definitely true. Exercising, especially when we're young, has all sorts of health benefits, like strengthening our bones, clearing out bad cholesterol from our arteries, and decreasing the risk of stroke, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Our brains also release a number of chemicals when we work out, including endorphins. These natural hormones, which control pain and pleasure responses in the central nervous system, can lead to feelings of euphoria, or what's often called a runner's high. Increased endorphins and consistent physical activity in general can sharpen your focus and improve your mood and memory. So does that mean we'd get just as much benefit going to the gym 5 days a week as we would joining a team and competing? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Because it turns out that if you can find a sport and a team you like, studies show that there are all sorts of benefits that go beyond the physical and mental benefits of exercise alone. Some of the most significant are psychological benefits, both in the short and long term. Some of those come from the communal experience of being on a team. For instance, learning to trust and depend on others, to accept help, to give help, and to work together towards a common goal. In addition, commitment to a team and doing something fun can also make it easier to establish a regular habit of exercise. School sport participation has also been shown to reduce the risk of suffering from depression for up to 4 years. Meanwhile, your self-esteem and confidence can get a big boost. There are a few reasons for that. One is found in training. Just by working and working at skills, especially with a good coach, you reinforce a growth mindset within yourself. That's when you say, even if I can't do something today, I can improve myself through practice and achieve it eventually. That mindset is useful in all walks of life. And then there's learning through failure, one of the most transformative long-term benefits of playing sports. The experience of coming to terms with defeat can build the resilience and self-awareness necessary to manage academic, social, and physical hurdles. So even if your team isn't winning all the time, or at all, there is a real benefit to your experience. Now, not everyone will enjoy every sport. Perhaps one team is too competitive, or not competitive enough. It can also take time to find the sport that plays to your strengths. That's completely okay. But if you spend some time looking, you'll be able to find a sport that fits your individual needs. And if you do, there are so many benefits. You'll be a part of a supportive community. You'll be building your confidence. You'll be exercising your body, and you'll be nurturing your mind. Not to mention having fun.
Main thing I got from that video, even if you can't do something today, you can try it tomorrow. So definitely that growth mindset that you get from playing sports, like in the video stated, can apply to all parts of your life as well. No matter how old you are, how young you are, whatever, if you're willing to learn, it helps in a lot of areas. So hope you all enjoyed, and thanks so much for watching. I have this quote here that I found, again, from a senior and it involves sports. So this cheerful senior has a twin brother and grew very involved in sports. She really loved track and field, especially the high/long jump event. She was even featured on the back of a sports magazine for track. She was a special education teacher in Chicago for over 3 years and says it was one of her best experiences. She loves dogs and still loves to run. Now she has MS, but says that isn't going to stop her from exercising and participating in the activities excuse me, she enjoys. And I just wanted to put this quote up there. You know, despite what you may have be having a challenge with in your life, you know, you'll do anything for the things that you love to do and that benefit you. So, you know, we all go through some things in our life. So just remembering the things that we do enjoy, that we do, you know, especially if it's something that's a routine, you know, that keeps us going. So just wanted to share this quote with you all, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. You just, you know, gotta start somewhere, right? So thank you. Today we'll be covering three apps, the Clock app, Apple Sports, and CBS Sports. So let's go ahead and get started. Clock, manage your time with ease. Clock helps you manage your time on your Apple device and comes with these different features. There's the world clock. You can look at the current time in cities around the world. You have your alarms. You can set alarms for yourself. Stopwatch, you can measure the duration of an event. And you also have some timers, so you can count down seconds, minutes, or hours. So the Clock app is actually preloaded on your device. It's an Apple app, of course. So you all should see it on, if you still have everything by default, it should be on your second screen, but it's called the Clock app. You can also access the Clock app very easily by, we learn in module 5, our control center, right? We learn that some of the options in the control center are like timers, alarm, etc. So that's where it comes from. It's the Clock app. You see at the bottom, either you can open the Clock app directly or you can use the shortcut from the control center, etc. But here at the bottom, again, this is quite self-explanatory. So world clock. So look, it's 7:33 right now in San Francisco. Yep, California's three hours behind us. In London, they're 4 hours ahead of us. Paris, 5 hours. Moscow, 7 hours. Beijing. Again, very interesting to see, what time it is in other time zones. I noticed this edit feature. Oh yeah, you can, at the top left, you can edit these or you can add. Let me see. That's really cool. You can add what time it is. So let's see, Acapulco. Let me see. It is 8:34 in Acapulco, Mexico. That's really neat. They didn't even tell you at the bottom the sunrise and sunset. So in New York, today's sunrise was at 7 and sunset was at 7:06. There's Moscow, let me see, Beijing, Tokyo. What about India? Let me try that. Let me search. India. Let's do Mumbai. It is 8:04 p.m. in Mumbai. Really neat, right? That's the world clock. Alarms. If you have an iPhone or iPad, well, we all have an iPad, but if you have iPhone, same features available, which is really, really neat. So alarms, if you want to set an alarm, you can do so. And you can edit it. You say, I just tapped on it, you can edit the alarm or add an alarm, right? So if I wanted an alarm for 10:47, I can do that. And you can, if you tap on it, you can have it repeated if you want. So like every week, if you want to, or every Sundays, whatever options you have. You can change the label, you can name your alarm. So this is like, wake up alarm or something, I could put that. Sound, you can change the sound of the alarm. And you can have multiple alarms up at the same time too. So, if I have to get up at 9, I'm gonna set, if I have to get up at 9, I'll set an 8:30 alarm, and then I'll set a 8:45 a.m. alarm. Turn these off. So yes, your iPad can be your alarm clock right then and there. And when you get the alarm, you can either stop it or you can snooze it. Snooze it, it'll come back up in a few minutes. But yeah, so you have your own alarm clock on your iPad. Again, very, 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 very useful feature. Stopwatch. So, I chose the Clock app because, you can use the stopwatch to, literally lap yourself. If you're literally walking or whatever, you can time yourself from the start. So I don't know if you're out, you have your iPad, you do a lap, and you literally can start it. And then look, there's literally a lap option. So if it takes whatever 5 seconds to finish, you hit lap, and look at that, lap 2, lap 3, etc. Right? And then you can stop it and start it at your leisure. Again, very, very simple. And then last but not least, timers. I use this all the time. Anytime I'm cooking, I use a timer. I have to, right? If I'm making, if I'm making some gizzards, and need to boil them. I boil them, but for 4 hours. So I can literally set a 4-hour timer if I want to. And again, you can have more than one timer at the same time. If you're cooking two things and they each require a different time, you can have two different timers. If I hit the plus button, let's say I'm making some corn muffins. They need to be in the oven for at least 15 minutes. So I'm gonna choose 15 minutes and then hit start. And there you go. You see, these are all my different timers that I've used on my iPad. I have a lot on my iPhone too, whatever I have access to. So again, I have my 15-minute timer and I have my 4-hour timer. And the cool thing is if I go to my control center, look at that. I have my timers here my notifications. You see, if I just swipe down in the middle and access my notifications, there are also the timers there as well, which I think is really, really convenient. I mean, just a way to check. So again, with just this one app, you have your world clock, and you can add as different places and see what time it is in that place, which is really neat. You can literally see the world map, at your fingertips. You have the alarms, so you can literally set an alarm, which is very I'm grateful for the alarms. I've gotten up only because of me setting that alarm on my phone or my iPad. Stopwatch, again, if you're literally laughing or you need to just time something, I use the stopwatch. I use this app quite a bit in my physics class when we were doing actual experiments. Having a time is very, very important in science in general. So just by having that stopwatch, it's very accurate. As soon as you hit stop, that's 4.84 seconds. That's 2 decimal places of accuracy, which is really great. And then last but not least, you have your timer. So again, kitchen timer, whatever, any kind of timer that you need. If you need to time yourself for however many minutes, this app is very, very easy to access. Again, just by utilizing your control center to access your clock app, or you can go directly to the clock app itself on your iPad. So I hope you all enjoyed and definitely take advantage. I think everyone can take advantage of this app for different reasons. So I hope you all do as well. Thank you, Mr. Harold. Yes, I use the clock app regularly, all features, very useful at different times. So thank you for sharing that. If while we go to the next app, if you like this app or if you want to try this app out or you're going to utilize this app, I want you to raise your hand in Zoom. Again, if you use this app or if you would like to use this app more, please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, it's the clock app, really, really quite easy and intuitive for different uses. I use the app to, yes, alarms, very, very important. Especially you have to get up, man, those early morning trips. I remember my friend we would have to leave at 6 a.m. So I'm getting up at 5 a.m. to get ready. So just by having that alarm, that reminder, can definitely get you up when you need to. So thank you. You all can lower your hands. I appreciate the 6 of you that raised your hand. I'm glad that you will or have taken advantage of that app. Next up is Apple Sports, a relatively new app from Apple. You can see live scores and stats. Your real-time scores and stats app, fast and simple. You can get play-by-play updates, betting odds, box scores, and more. Customize your scoreboard by following your favorite teams, tournaments, and leagues, which include MLS, Major League Baseball, NBA, WNBA, the Hockey League, Premier League, NCAA basketball, and more. So there are many, different leagues and teams that if you follow them, you can see what's going on with that. So again, Apple Sports, if you want to download this app, you're going to go to the App Store as usual. And then you're going to hit the search button at the bottom right and search for the app. So Apple Sports, okay? And when you type that in and you hit the search, it's right here at the top right of your screen. Apple Sports from Apple. And again, you can read more about the app. You're gonna get it, put in your, your Apple ID password, your Touch ID, whatever you use to verify it's you, and download the app and open it. And once you do, you're gonna hit open just like I did. So look, welcome to Apple Sports. Stay up to date with real-time scores, stats, play-by-play, and more for the teams and leagues you care about. So I'm gonna, let's see. This app, it looks like vertically, it'll be easier to see, yep. And you see at the bottom right, you have your expand and yep. So I'm gonna hit continue. And look at that, what comes up, this is sports. And it's very, very simple app to navigate. I mean, you have your yesterday of whatever games, you have your today, games today, and the upcoming games as well. How do you add your teams? You see at the top right, it says my teams. And you can look at all these different leagues and add the different teams. So let's see, leagues. I like, and let's do NBA. And look at that. Yesterday, all the scores from the games for yesterday regarding the NBA. Today, at 10 o'clock, Knicks. Yep, today. Just looking through these things is quite interesting. Upcoming games. Tuesday, March 19th, Hornets, Rockets, Grizzlies, Kings, wow. All the upcoming games here as well. So let's do another league, NBA. Any suggestions in the chat? You can also put it what you want to see. Let's see. Let's do NHL. So today's games, Capitals, Flames, Sabres, Kraken. Let's see. And just looking through again, it's quite interesting to see the different stats. Wednesday, March 20th. Wow, they have a lot of upcoming information. Oh, I was looking for the Capitals. So, yep, whenever you tap on a section or actual specific game, you see all of these stats come up. And I'm not gonna, I'm gonna admit this, but I really don't know what some of these numbers mean, but it's just good to look through. So look, this game, even at the bottom, it says this game will be on March 22nd at 7 p.m. at Capital One Arena. And really, really interesting to see. We'll do one more round. Let's see what is here. Let's do men's college basketball. NCAA tournament. Upcoming. First four. Wagner Howard. Wow, that's tomorrow, Howard's game. Michigan State, Northwest. Let me look at this one. Betting odds, you see. Wow, game information. So this game is tomorrow at 6:40 p.m. University of Dayton Arena, Dayton, Ohio. Yep. So that's it. I mean, that's the app. I mean, it is very simple to access. All you do is select what teams, what leagues you want to search for. You can even utilize the search right here if you want to. But just looking through, I mean, there's just so many different options that are here, right? Upcoming, Premier League. Wow. I don't even know what League One is, but it's just nice to look through and have these different options. We'll look at WNBA. WNBA returns next season. Wow, again, didn't know. So that is the Apple Sports app. Again, quite easy once you have it downloaded. You just pick your teams, and you can look at the information on those. Okay. And our last app for today, last but certainly not least, is CBS Sports, Scores and News. The CBS Sports app is everything a sports fan needs in one place. Get customized alerts based on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. Stay on top of the biggest news in the sports world and more. So again, just like before, you're going to go to the App Store and you're going to hit the search and search for the app. Again, it's called CBS Sports. And it's right here at the top right, CBS Sports app, scores and news. And again, you can look more information on the app, etc. Get it, download it, and open it. So just, just like before, when you open it, very simple, CBS Sports. Yep. So when you can create an account if you want to. It's very simple. All you do is hit sign up, and then you can register just by with your email, creating the password, etc. So you can do that very, very quickly. But I'm going to hit continue. So look at that. Personalize your scoreboard, news, and menu. So it says drag the most important to the top. So you see on the right-hand side of these little lines, you may have seen them in like settings. So you can move things around. So drag the most important to the top. So, I like NBA, these ones, I'm kind of indifferent towards NFL, maybe NHL, maybe move this NCAA stuff up here. Okay, once you're done, you hit next. And then you can, again, select any teams that you want to follow. So look, let's do NBA. Let's say I like Golden State. Where's other ones? Just looking through, it's fun. The Mavericks. Let's see. Celtics, 76ers. Yep. Continue with 4 teams. And look, it says get personalized updates for your teams. So any team news, game start, any other notifications that I want. So when I hit done, yep. CBS Sports would like to send you notifications. I'm going to hit allow. And there you go. Once you do that, you are basically in the app. So when you get in the app, it's literally like a CBS kind of news app situation, but for sports. So look, on the right here, if I tap on this article, look at that. The article comes up and I can read it if I want to. Hit the X here at the top left. But once I do, again, I look my feed so I can look in more news, more articles, right? Especially for those diehard sports fans, I know that this would be interesting, as well. But look, Mavericks versus Nuggets preview and game thread. So if I go to that, wow, just looking through, just reading through it, again, it's quite interesting to see. At the bottom here, again, you have your different options. So look, this is the news section of CBS Sports. You have scores right here. So look, another way to see the different scores, just a different format. So like NBA, wow, look at these scores. NHL, you can just see all this different information, which I think is really neat, even by day. So if I want to look at Saturday, March 16th, I can look at that. I can even keep going. Wow. What's upcoming? So these are the games that are tomorrow, March 19th, 7 o'clock. We have the Hornets, Wizards, 7 o'clock, Pelicans. So that's the score section. You have a watch section. So you can even watch different like highlights, different trending news. Like you have these different options. Like, let's see, Big Ten Championship highlights, number 5. But look at that. You can even watch different highlights, different sections, like this golf one. Let's see, preview.
Sakaparom is a truly unique taste.
Yeah. So you see, you have your, you just watch a quick ad and then you can watch the video. But yeah, quite convenient. You have your picks. So again, not much of a sports pick person, but they have this information here as well. And then last but not least, you have your more section. So you can, if you have a TV provider, you can connect to it and watch more. Some of those watch sections, you have to have a TV provider or a service to be able to watch certain videos, but that's for some of them. And you can just adjust different things. So look, at the bottom here, you have your account, favorite teams, you have your different sports, and look, you even have different options. Like this one says podcasts. So look, all of these different podcasts, all about sports. And at this option here at the bottom, it says radio. I wonder what that does. I'm not.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Danny Green, 3-time NBA champ. You either rooted for me or rooted against me. Join myself and my
Wow,
close.
that's pretty cool. A radio right there. But yeah, that is the CBS Sports app. You have your different news, you have your scores. You can watch certain highlights or different videos as well. You have your sports picks, and you have your more section where you can look at different podcasts, listen to the radio, and look at different sports and your favorite teams as well. Okay, so that is the CBS Sports app. One app I was going to cover today, but I just didn't feel like it would be very useful. There is an Apple Fitness app, okay? If I type in fitness, you notice here it has the fitness app. There is, for the actual things in here, most of it you have to have a Fitness Plus subscription. So I didn't think it was too useful besides that, because that's really the main thing. But there is an Apple Fitness app, and there are certain videos like some workout types, guided meditation, some different collections, different programs, but that requires the Apple Fitness subscription. So just wanted to also show it to you all that it's there, but I just didn't find it to be that useful for the context of us, right? So yeah, so those are the 3 apps for today. We went over the clock app. We also went over the Apple Sports app, and we also went over the CBS Sports app. So different ways to get your news regarding sports. And then it's utilizing that clock app, and so that way you can, time yourself out for laps, or just utilize it in your daily life as well. And to take advantage of these 2 apps, just to know the latest on what's going on in sports. If I was any diehard sports fans would definitely enjoy these different these apps. So I hope you all did as well. And now we're going to have our overview and discussion. So if you just want to say how you felt about today's session or answer one of these questions that are on the screen, I would really appreciate that. If you enjoyed today's session, you can send a reaction in Zoom, like a thumbs up or, heart or something. Would love to, just hear your thoughts on today's session and what you enjoyed. So if you would like to answer one of these questions, please raise your hand in Zoom, and we would love to hear from you. And thank you so much for coming on. What is one new fact that you learned today? I hope the beginning information was interesting for you all. What is your favorite sport, to watch, to play, that you play, that you played, etc. What app or apps are you interested in trying out or utilizing more as a result of this session? And last but not least, how can these apps improve our daily lives? How can you use these apps to make things easier or to be more informed, and why? But again, today we have our lunch club with Ronald at 12, and we also have module 1 at 1:30. So just going over some basic things regarding your iPad. Okay, so first up we have Miss Geraldine. How are you today?
Good morning. Now, the app I'm interested in trying out is the CBS Sports app. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I like football and basketball, so I'm interested in trying that out. But the app I use every day is the alarm,
Yeah,
except
the
on
clock.
weekend, the clock. And I use the clock app every day. And then I use it all the time. I mean, I use it for if I'm cooking and I need to measure 4 minutes. I put it on 4 minutes. When I'm washing clothes, I set the alarm for the
Yes,
washing,
I
so I
I
can
do
go.
that too, Geraldine.
Do you? Do you? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I always do, because well, I don't, this is the building washer, so I have to be cognizant of that time. So just setting that timer, when I'm doing washing clothes, I'm probably cleaning something else or doing something else. So it's like it's a safety plan, it's a plan B. of if you forget, because we, if we have a lot going on, we just tend to forget some
We
things.
forget.
And just having that reminder or that timer is when you hear the timer, you're like, oh, okay, and then you got to handle that, and it's just a good reminder and a good
Yeah,
thing to use to do that.
yeah, yeah. That's
Mhm.
so that's what I use. I use it. I use it every day, all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah, yeah.
But thank you for sharing, Geraldine. I'm hope you. I saw you were very attentive, especially during those videos. So I hope
Yeah,
you enjoyed and
yeah.
learned something new as well.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much.
Have a good day. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you.
hmm Next up, we have Brenda. And again, just to, if you just want to share your thoughts, if you enjoyed today, you can do that. And I would also love if you could answer one or more of these questions, just as a reflection. It's always good to reflect on what you just learned. Hey, Brenda, how are you?
I'm good, Alex. Doing good, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one fact that I learned today was how way back in time when sports got started. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting to think that it started running, and then I guess the jousting with the horses and the sticks,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But the app that I'm going to try out is the clock app, because I think that would be good. It's like Geraldine said, like if you're timing something, if you're cooking something, and you need a timer. I don't have a timer, so but I will
Yeah.
install the clock app to whenever I need it, as far as cooking. And then I won't be downloading the sports app because I only like one sport. So, I only like football. So
Well, hey, you could get your football news. I mean, that's why in the beginning you can just select what you want, and the news page, the picks page, all those pages are tailored. So if you just have that one sport, like for me, that I would probably, I'm in the same boat as you, Brenda. But it's good to just, if you are interested, if you do like,
yeah,
I like basketball, and especially, we do have a sports edition of the lunch though, where we talk about sports for an hour. So even if you particularly don't like another sport or don't care
yeah,
for it, hey, it's always good to just be aware of what may be going on, and
true.
it's so I can understand. I'm not going to use CBS Sports every day. I'm just
Yeah,
being real, but it's there if I need
if
to
I,
look
right,
something
if you
up.
want,
Yeah, and
it would be great for Ron since he's our resident sportscaster. So,
yeah,
keep him
yeah.
abreast of all the stuff that's going on. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah, and I will put that clock app on my iPad. And you know what, my grandkids they have this Oculus that they play, and they time
hmm
each other. Jordan will get 10 minutes, and then Jackson will get 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah. But I
it's
will be putting that clock app on my iPad.
yeah, it should be already on there, Brenda. You just
Oh,
it's probably on your yeah. Again, it's one of Apple's preloaded apps, so it's already there on your iPad. It's just the clock app, or you can again use the control center to quickly navigate to your alarms or timers. And as you can see, you can just go
right.
use the bar at the bottom to go between. So no matter which one you press, you can just look through. But yeah, I think this is the one that most people will use I use the clock app every day. I use it for alarms, and I mostly use it for timers because again, I'm
Yeah,
always cooking something, I'm always doing something, and it's good to time things out because if you know how long something's going to take, you know what you can do in the meantime before that thing is done. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it
yeah.
really helps with getting your schedule. I mean, it helps with a lot.
Right, right. It does. And another thing too, I'd like to know the different time zones. Like, what time is it over in Texas? I think it's an hour difference or something, but I'd like to know the different time zones compared to what our time is here now. So
Yeah.
yeah, so but yeah, I'll be playing with that
And just one last thing, even for that one sport that you like, it's even with Apple Sports or CBS Sports, you can look up, if you like watching, the games, you can then see when the games are coming on. So
Right. Yeah.
that's also, without having to, go on your TV or whatever and just looking through, you can just easily look at your favorite team's times and when they're playing, so you can
Right.
catch those games as well. So that's just
Okay.
one thought. That's just one thought in my head.
Yes. Thanks, Alex.
No problem. Thank you for coming on, and you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Any other thoughts? Any other reactions today? Again, it's always so fun creating these different sessions, and sports and fitness are definitely not my forte, but just by doing some research, I'm inspired just a little bit. Just seeing where things came from and how what's the word for it? How primal some things were in a way. It's good to see how how easy it can be for in certain ways just to stay active, to stay healthy, and just the different benefits of doing that. So mentally, spiritually, emotionally, definitely physically. So it's inspired me, to just move a little more, and moving keeps it going. So well, yes, again, any last thoughts? Again, if you just want to share, if you enjoyed, what was the most interesting thing that you've seen today, if you enjoyed today's session, please raise your hand in Zoom. We have a couple of minutes left. Let's see, just looking through the chat, did I receive anything? Let's see. Yep, looking forward to, the last two chapters of the book. I'm looking for that too, as well, Geraldine. Use the clock app regularly, wake me up in the morning. Yeah, use it all the time. Spanish games. I'm not sure. I think that was in reference to Apple Sports. I'm not 100% sure, Dina. I'm not sure. Sports with enjoy. Thank you, Miss Mary. Appreciate that. Interesting how the times is so different from all over the world, even in this country where we are. Sometimes we are. Yeah, we're a little behind. Miss Wilder said, "I love the clock app. Love to see that." Yes. Happy birthday, Mr. Ronald. Thanks for coming on today. Really appreciate that. And thank you for raising your hand. How are you?
I don't have to do too much talking today, but I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoy using the app, the clock app. And I was very interested in the time spans of I like knowing what time it is other places, because I have people that live other places, and I'm not quite sure when I should be calling them, and they're not quite sure when they should be calling me. So that was interesting, and the history of the Olympics and stuff, that was very interesting.
Yes, and I did not realize that it was that old in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I knew that the Greeks and the Romans did activities, but I didn't realize that it kind of went back to the Stone Age.
Yeah, it went before BC, before AD. It's just wow, like we came from a lot, so it's just amazing to how it's evolved, to today. Things are just so advanced, like
right.
Which is amazing. Okay. So
all right.
Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that, Anne, and thank you for sharing. Have a good day.
You too.
Yeah, happy birthdays to all. Thank you for coming on as always. Hope you learned something new. And again, it's always fun. I remember playing soccer as a kid. I really enjoyed playing soccer at, DPR recreation centers, grew up in DC. So that was, I played quite a few sports growing up. So this is, it's, even though it's not my forte now, especially sports, but it does bring back some nostalgia. And, again, just inspires me just to be a little more active, you know. do the work now, so later on, it's just a little easier. So I'll, try to take what we learned in stride today, and I hope you all do as well. But again, you're capable of anything that you want to do, as long as you believe in yourself, and despite whatever challenges that we all go through. If you really like doing something, then more power to you, and you can do this. Okay. But other than that, thank you all so much for coming on to today's session for advanced trainings. Really looking forward to this Friday's session for our advanced trainings. We also have our sports club with Ronald today at 12 p.m. And we'll be covering module 1 today at 1:30, an introduction to your new iPad. So other than that, it was always a pleasure to present for you all, and I will see you all at 12 o'clock. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex.
See you all at
Okay.
12 o'clock. Have a
Thank
great
you,
day,
Alex.
everyone.
Thank you.
Problem.
See y'all later.
Have a great day, everyone. See
Thank
you all
you.
soon.
Happy birthday.
Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Ronald.
Way to go, Coach.
Oh, yes. Hello, Mr. Ronald. Thanks for coming on. Happy birthday. See you at 12.
Okie dokie.
Yes. Thanks so much for coming on, you all. Have a
This
great
is
rest
the
of your day.
bird. Thank you all for my blessings. Amen.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day. Happy birthday, Miss Laverne. Thanks for coming on as always. See you all shortly. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Hey.